Okay. So next on Modern Horror Weekend we have The Hunt, starring Betty Gilpin and Hilary Swank. Directed by Craig Zobel, Nick Cusack, Damon Lindelof. That explains a lot. This movie is very frustrating. Because I'm looking at this, and I look on the back, and I see Justin Hartley, right? And I see Ike Barinholtz, and I'm thinking, yes, this is going to be great. You know, Justin Hartley, he's probably the guy hero in this. You know, she's probably the main character, but he's probably the guy hero. A lot of action scenes with him. And then Ike Barinholtz is going to give some good comedy, right? Right? Wrong. I did. And I knew Emma Roberts was in this too, so maybe they're going to have some kind of, fun quirks about them. No, this is not an ensemble film. Not really. It's basically the Most Dangerous Gaming game, but done with a little bit differently. It's a political commentary, which I don't really care about, so I'm not even going to mention, but so this movie starts with a text message group text talking about killing people at the manor. They're not supposed to talk about it, and they're going to delete that thread. We then cut to people talking on a plane. There's the hidden Athena and some other characters, one of them played by Glenn Howerton. Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Of that show. But yes, and then we see one character whose name is apparently Randy coming out, and he is killed by these people. Apparently he's one of them. And then the next scene takes us to an open field, and it's basically a Hunger Games scenario where there's a bunch of people, that ball gags in their mouth for some reason. They get them unlocked, and they find weapons. And these people, there's some actors, like I said, there's Emma Roberts, Justin Hartley, Ike Barinholtz is there, there's other actors. Emma Roberts gets killed right fucking away. She's the first person of these group to be killed except for Randy. We get another random kill from some guy we don't even know. He just gets killed on the side there. And so you think that Emma Roberts is going to be our main character, at least one of them. She gets killed. So now we're following Justin Hartley and some other lady who are running. And that lady falls into a pit, and we see that she's been skewered. And Justin Hartley brings her up. They start to run, and he steps on a landmine. He explodes, and she flies back into the pit. Bye, Justin Hartley. You're not in the film anymore. Apparently he was even uncredited, although he's uncredited. He's on the back of the freaking box, so who knows. And now we have Ike Barinholtz, who shows up. And now she's dead. Well, she's impaled with her legs missing, and he's still wants to try to bring her out, but she grabs his gun and shoots herself, killing her. So yeah, she's dead. So now Ike Barinholtz is who we're following, and it's him, this rapper guy, this redneck chick, and another dude. And they're running. Right, they get to barbed wire fence, and they're going to climb over, but the one dude doesn't make it. He gets shot full of arrows. The other three make it to a mom and pop shop where they're talking to these people and trying to figure out where they are. They find out they're in Arkansas, supposedly. And then the redneck chick, starts to choke on this donut that she was eating and finds out it's poison. So there's this mom and pop couple are in on it, and they shoot Ike Barinholtz. He dies. Yes, that's the third protagonist we followed that died. And the other guy dies too. And then our real protagonist, Crystal May Creasley, played by Betty Gilpin, shows up, and she asks for a pack of smokes. And she pays, but then she realizes something's wrong and attacks them because cigarettes only cost $6 in Arkansas. Well, cigarettes are different prices depending on what brand you smoke. But also, in movies, it's never, hey, am I gonna unless you have the rights to use it or you have a sponsorship. It's always, I'll have a pack of cigarettes or let me have a beer. It's never a brand, you know? Unless it's that ever touted beer that's in many movies, you know? But, yeah, so she kills them, and then she takes off, where she meets up with another actor I was happy to see in this, Ethan Suplee as Gary. And she points out that this truck that he was going to take is rigged to explode, so they're going to walk. And when I saw Ethan Suplee, I'm like, yeah, Randy from My Name is Earl. And I'm like, wait. The other actors I was excited to see are dead. And then I get my hopes up. He lasts longer than the other ones, but he still dies. I don't like how he died. We saw the other ones. This is off screen, really. Because they hitch a ride on this train where they find some immigrants. And Gary, I'm going to call him Randy, but Gary says that they're crisis actors and that they're not really immigrants, but they won't fall to it. And then some Russians show up and empty the train out. And we find out that Gary was right. One of them is actually a plant, but Gary freaks out, takes a grenade and sticks it down the guy's pants. He explodes, and then they're taken in, and we don't see Gary again until later. But we're taken in, and she's being interrogated by the Russians, and she keeps saying that she was kidnapped and that she doesn't have any papers because she was kidnapped and brought there. Apparently they're in Croatia, I guess. Apparently. But, yeah, and they bring in Don, who was one of the people from earlier, which will clue you into a twist later if you pay attention enough. He was there at the beginning, so, you know. But then again, he could still be a plant, but we'll get there. But he's there, and then a guy claiming to be from the U.S. Embassy shows up and takes him away. But he's in on it, as she soon figures out. And she kicks him, and then knocks him out of the car, and then runs his ass over, his head over, backwards with the car, and kills him. And then they open, and then he's like, what are you doing? They're trying to help us. And she's like, oh, really? As she's already opened the trunk, and we find Gary dead in the trunk with a knife in his head. And I went, fuck. Because I didn't see him, and I'm like, Gary's going to survive. He's going to be one of the survivors show up at the end to help. No, he's dead. He's dead. Oh, he just won't see Gary again, and he's captured. I don't know. No, he's dead. And that seems like we forgot to write in Gary. Let's just say he's dead in the trunk. That's what it seems like to me. And being that this was the writers that fucked up Lost, or one half of the writers that fucked up Lost, I can believe that. It was a last minute rewrite, because all of season 6 was a last minute rewrite, so most likely. Which is why I haven't reviewed it yet. If you're thinking, hey, what happened to season 6 review? I've been putting it off because I don't want to revisit that. It's disappointment. But anyway, so she and Don are on their own, and they finally get to the bunker where the high society people are, and they go in there and they tear shit up. They kill people, and we leave. We have Glenn Howerton there, of course, and she kills him. And then there's a woman there, and he's like, wait, you can't kill... Don's like, you can't kill her. She's a woman. He's like, what about equal rights? Wouldn't you want to get killed like everyone else? Yes, and so she shoots her. And then the radio goes off, and it's Athena, our woman behind the curtains that we haven't met yet, really, except for heard her voice, calling Don. And this leads Crystal to believe that he's in on it, so... And While he keeps claiming he's not, he also refuses to give up his firearm, so she shoots him and kills him, and then makes her way to Athena's manor or house, whatever. We then get a flashback. We get a flashback to 1 year earlier, where we find out that the text message at the beginning of the film was a joke. The group text was a joke. That they were just joking in a group text, fucking around, whatever. But it leaked onto the internet, and then they got fired for it. All those people got fired for it. So, as revenge, they decide they're going to make it real and hunt down all of those, or at least most of those who were responsible for leaking it. They show Gary and Justin Hartley as two of them. And then they show Crystal. And they say that Crystal is someone who is leaking the information. Not leaking information, but someone who went off about Athena, said fuck this bitch, and said bad things. And so she's like, no, her. I want her dead. And yeah. And also take from this about Dawn's position. They say the number of people they should cut it down to about 12. So, we count Randy, Emma Roberts, random dude, Justin Hartley, the impaled chick, Ike Barinholtz, the redneck chick, the other guy that got skewered with the arrows, killed by the arrows, the rapper guy, Gary, and Dawn, that's 11, add her, that's 12. So, Dawn wasn't in on it. He was another victim that was probably another victim of the rewrite. They're like, oh, we gotta get rid of him. Implicate him. Like, she just randomly knows that Dawn is there somehow. Maybe she has cameras, I don't know, but anyway, Crystal reaches the manor, and she is forced to give up her gun because apparently there's landmines underneath the ground that she's standing on. Bullshit. I don't believe they're there. It's just a tactic to gear to get the gun, because if there was landmines, they would have used it in some big set piece at the end. Like, we'll get to it, but also in the flashbacks, I forgot to mention this, they are debating on whether or not they should even do it. And I like to think Glenn Howerton tried to, we say that they think we're going to kill people. We're not going to kill people, but they think we are because of the implication. I don't know. It could be. It's a joke. It's a joke, but that's what my first thought was. Is he gonna? Did he spew out that line to them? They only think we're gonna, like, hey, let's joke about this, right? Because they think we're gonna kill them, but we're not. But they think we are because of the implication. I don't know. It's a perfect Dennis joke. I'm just saying. But yeah, so she reaches the house, and we get the backstory, supposedly, for Crystal. Her father overdosed on meth, and then her mother did the same thing on the same product, apparently, and a bunch of other stuff. And then she is, I don't remember what the name, social media name is, but yeah, but Crystal says, you fucked up, lady. There's another Crystal May Creasy. Crystal May Creasy in her town, but she spells it M-A-E. And she gets her mail all the time. And they got the wrong girl. But of course, she doesn't believe her, so and she even says, but you're not going to believe me because you think you're right. If that's not a commentary on everything to do with the government, that no matter what you tell them, they're going to believe they're right, even if they're wrong, and I don't know what it is. I'm just saying, I'm not one of those government conspiracy types, but that feels like what they're trying to say. I'm just saying. Movie said it. I'm just calling it out. And said I wasn't going to talk about the social commentary, but that stuck out to me. You know. So they have a fight, which is a pretty good fight, pretty good choreographed fight. There's one thing, try to go through the glass, it doesn't break, and then they do end up going through it, and then stabs her, and then she uses that to stab, Crystal uses that to stab Athena, who is Hilary Swank, by the way. We see the big reveal, although it doesn't really matter. But, and they don't do it till it's towards the end of the film, and I'm like, okay, we get the big reveal. Who cares what she looks like? Why did you... Huh? It felt like they were leaning towards something else, like if they were gonna do something like that, then she should have been put in there as one of the other people, and then it reveals to us that she's in on it, and then she turns on her at the end. Maybe, I don't know, but there's a fight, and they're both laying there, and Athena is slowly succumbing to her wounds, and then she's like, Crystal's like, I have a question for you. Why are you doing on this? Why call me Snowball? And then they go back to Animal Farm, and she explains what Snowball was, and he goes, I know what it was, but that sounds more like you than me. And then she's like, well, I have a question for you. Are you really or not? And she goes, no, I'm not. And then she just says, whoops, and then dies. So she eats the grilled cheese that she was making. Crystal eats the grilled cheese that Athena was making. She dresses up in her clothes and makes her way to the plane, and demands they take her back. And they do, for some reason. And because they make a big deal about this special wine or champagne that Athena has, and so she drinks it, and she's like, it's fucking great. And then the movie ends, and it's like, okay, but that seems like a place you don't want to cut it off, though. I want to see her land. I want to see her make it back. For all we know, it was another trick, and the plane just went down. You never know, but who knows? Who knows? I would say that, like, could they do a sequel? No. And let me tell you why. If Athena had survived, I think they could have done a sequel where she organizes another one. Like this secret organization that organizes these. Sure, they could have someone else, but Athena would have to be the new big bad, kind of like the NFA, the NFFA or whatever, new founding fathers. The new founding fathers in Purge franchise. I think she would have to be kind of like that. But so I don't know if they could really do a sequel to this. Not that they need to, but this movie was fine for what it was. I actually enjoyed it quite more than I thought I was going to. Well, especially after the characters I liked got killed. I'm like, okay, this is. But the second half of the film is actually pretty good. I think it's, the action and stuff. I just wish we had more character interactions than just killing off everyone in the first 27 minutes. And then we just following her and another person, and then that person's killed, and then another person, that person's killed, and then she's on her own. I think if we followed a group, and one by one they get killed off until she's the only one left, I think it would have worked better. I think it would have worked like a group dynamic. Let them know each other. Let us know the characters. Because as it stands, you don't care about these characters. You don't know anything about them. They're killed off right away. And you don't get any time with them, really. So, I don't know. So it's the middle of the road. It's the middle of the road, I guess. It's not bad, but I guess it didn't hit me right like I thought it was. But it's the middle of the road. And, yeah. So, Bring it up. Woo! Caught that one. That was almost a disaster. Whew. Got it. Give me a minute. Give me a minute to catch my breath here. Whew. Whew, that. Oh, all right. So let's roll. We have. Three. You can see it. 3. It's 3. So, 1, 2, 3. Pull it out. We have The Last Exorcism. Okay, let me get the case out. The Last Exorcism. All right, so that'll be the next one I do. So look for that, and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on the hunt were. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty. I'll see you in the next one.